What did I just watch?
Sorry to Bother You is directed by Boots Riley. It's also written by Boots Riley, starring LaKeith Stanfield, Tessa Thompson, and Armie Hammer. Sorry to Bother You tells the story of Cassius Green, played by LaKeith Stanfield. He's a down on his luck guy who eventually goes into a job with telemarketing, and he tries to basically build his way up in the company, and that's pretty much as much something to give you, because this movie, after that, it just gets crazy. Me, I didn't really know who Boots Riley was. I heard this movie coming out of Sundance as this wacky movie, so I can't really say of anything of his past. But his directing of this movie is actually really dope. I think his tone is more seen in his writing more than his directing, because his directing is pretty, I won't say basic, but it's pretty, you can confuse it with other people. It's not like, oh my goodness, that's a Boots Riley film. But his dialogue and the way he writes this movie is very, very, very unique. There's very bizarre things that happen. The dialogue is very, some of it's kind of, okay, what are we doing here? And I think he's actually pretty dope, I'm gonna be honest with you. LaKeith Stanfield, Tessa Thompson, I mean, what do you expect? They're always gonna be great. I think, they don't really need to take like crazy paths throughout this whole movie, but I did appreciate the way Boots Riley uses them in this movie. They're not like beautiful performances, like oh my goodness, but they're really dope in, you know, the roles that they're given. There's side characters that you get, like Armie Hammer, who plays I'm not even gonna give it away. Armie Hammer's in this movie. He's really dope in this movie for like the little 15 minutes altogether that he's in this movie. Danny Glover's in this movie for like a good 10 minutes. He's really great. There's nice little side characters that you see along the way of this movie that pretty much do their part. Just to go back to Boots Riley's writing, the story of this is really, really, like really good. Also meaning the message that you get in this movie is really good, and it has a lot of themes of being black and being excellent, of being black, and how white America looks at black people and looks at trends, and how America sees capitalism. And there are a lot of underlying messages that are really, really dope. Even American entertainment, it's pretty, I won't say it's heavy-handed. Sometimes it could be a little bit like, okay, we get it. But I think overall, I really did like the message of even just the way that they work people in America. All the messages that you get in this movie, really, really dope. The pacing, really, really dope. I was never, ever like, okay, when's this movie gonna end? I think this movie's like actually just a little bit under 2 hours, so like you're not gonna get extremely bored with this movie. The story that you even get, like the events that happen in the movie are dope, and they feel genuine. For the most part, I should say. One thing I will applaud this movie for that we'll get into later, this movie from the jump gets to how bizarre it is. So when the bizarre things happen, sometimes you appreciate, because you're like, okay, like this is just already a out of this world kind of movie. So some of the bizarre things do kind of feel like they matter in this world. But now we're gonna get into some of my flaws with this movie. And my flaws aren't necessarily like they're bad things. Oh, well, there's one thing that was just like, it's not even that big of a, it's literally like not even that big of a deal. But my major problem with this movie was Boots Riley's approach about how bizarre this movie kind of felt like, I won't say it didn't feel natural, it just felt like too heavy-handed. Like it was kind of like, I want to be different. This movie wants to be different. Look, we get it, okay? Wes Anderson's different, okay? You don't need to like force it sometimes, you know? Granted, it's really just not my cup of tea. I don't even think it's bad necessarily. I just think it just wasn't my personal cup of tea, because it just, I don't know, it just didn't fit me. For example, like my friend, she watched this movie before I did, and she was like, when are you gonna watch it? Because that's my favorite movie of the year. You know, because she was like, that's the type of movie I would like. This movie's good. I won't say it's my favorite movie of the year, because that sort of bizarre nature doesn't fit with me. Granted, if you love crazy movies that, you know, you twist and turns, you're gonna love this movie. And just to get back to Wes Anderson, I love Wes Anderson, and just to prove that point, I am not a big Wes Anderson person. Wes Anderson was releasing me, I'll be like, all right. I've even watched Isle of Dogs this year, because he's okay. So that proves like this movie's it just depends on if you like that bizarre nature. But I'm still gonna critique it as a film. That was really my only big problem. The other little thing I had a problem with was There's a scene that happened in this movie that's even brought up later, but it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, like, there's no loop to it. It was like, okay, so what was the use of that? They literally could have taken out 2 minutes of this whole movie and it wouldn't have freaking mattered. Those are my only real falls with Sorry to Bother You. All in all, LaKeith Stanfield, Tessa Thompson, all the characters you see in this movie, they're great. Boots Riley, what a great movie you presented to us. I love the story. The messaging is great. Pacing's amazing. My only problems with it was that one, like, there's a little subplot. I'm like, why was that there? And then it was just a little bit too bizarre for me. Okay, I am going to give Sorry to Bother You an 8.5. I hope you guys have been appreciating these movies this week, because it's been tough. Okay, I still need to get to Fan Film Club movies. Those movies are terrible. Okay, it's hard to watch those movies. They're really bad. I would say I didn't watch Mission Impossible on Monday. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Let's just say I'm recording this on Wednesday. I see this in a matter of 3 hours. We're just gonna leave it at that. I'll see you guys later. Keep you guys updated. Make sure you guys also sending me questions for the family gathering for August. I want, if you guys want to know anything about me or anything, just my opinion on things, hit me up with some questions in the comments. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, peace.